It's time for your featured presentation of Northeast Nebraska High School football on Riverfront Sports. Northeast Nebraska High School athletics are brought to you by the Bank of Hartington, Kaiser Ag and Irrigation, Avera, Moody Motors, Explorers Credit Union, Mount Marty University, Security Bank, Christensen Well and Irrigation, and Top Crop. Now we go live to the action for Northeast Nebraska High School football on KYN TV.
Welcome into our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week on KYN TV. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner down in Hartington, Nebraska today. Going live a little earlier in the day than we normally do today, Scott, because we've got a real treat, and that is double homecoming. 2 homecomings for 2 local football teams back-to-back right here on KYN TV. We'll start it off today with Hartington-Newcastle versus Niobrara Verdigre. That'll be the first game coming up at 3 o'clock. Cedar Catholic will be the late game versus Decatur Herman at 6:30. Back-to-back Hartington football on KYN TV today.
Absolutely. Go Big Purple. First one up on the docket today. They'll be playing Niobrara Verdigre. The Cougars coming into town. It's going to be a great afternoon of football here in Hartington.
And it's all here. We'll talk about all of it on your Moody Motors pregame report. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, check out the inventory at moodymotors.com or visit them at Moody Motors in Niobrara. 69 degrees and cloudy here in Hartington as we are a little less than 15 minutes away from the start of the first ball game of the day. Once again, Hartington-Newcastle, the Wildcats, going to take the field first and celebrate their homecoming. This is a great week in Hartington. I love it when they have homecoming at the same time. Everybody all throughout the town is happy because it's homecoming for everyone.
It is. Fun time, and we had our homecoming parades for both schools earlier today. A lot of folks showed up and lined the streets downtown Hartington. It was great to see a lot of the community out. But now it turns the page into football. Let's get into the action. Everybody's looking forward to the games. And we have a first one up, a great game here today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the stats of this game a little later here in our pregame show. We'll also run through the schedules to this point, the last meeting, and take a look at the kind of some predictions of what we're going to see for this ball game. And I'll tell you what, Hartington-Newcastle did win this game last year. We'll tell you all about it up next. You're listening to the pregame show from Moody Motors. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. This is Hartington-Newcastle football on KYN TV.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a 5th-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Whether it's Friday night lights or Saturday game days, around here football is more than just a game. It's tradition. And just like your favorite team, Kaiser Ag and Irrigation works hard year-round to keep things running strong. From reliable Zematic pivots to trusted local service, we're here to help your operation perform at its best. This season and every season, count on a winning team in your field. Give them a call or stop into Kaiser Ag and Irrigation in Hartington, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, and a proud supporter of our student athletes.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
Right now, Moody Motors in Niobrara has a great selection of 22 to 23 model Escape, Edge, and Explorers. A lot of times, people like to drive a couple different models to compare to see what fits their needs the best. The lower prices, and with interest rates that have dropped, makes now the best time to upgrade. Get your best deal at Moody Motors in Niobrara, saving people money for 70 years.
You're in the mood for Moody. Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free at Explorers Credit Union. You're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
All right, let's go ahead and keep things rolling on the Moody Motor pregame show here on KYN TV. Also streaming live here on Hot Country 93.1 Facebook. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. Hartington-Newcastle, our game of the week here versus Niobrara Verdigre. The Wildcats and the Cougars ready to battle here this evening. In about 10 minutes, we're going to be kicking things off. So first things first, take a quick look at last season. Hartington-Newcastle finishes the year 7-2, only one loss in the regular season. That was to the Crofton Warriors, who made it deep into the playoffs. Hartington-Newcastle got to the round of 32. Tough loss in the round of 32, down at EMF. 50-20 was the loss there, ending their season 7-2. Pretty good year. Niobrara Verdigre did end the season 3-6. They also made the round of 32. They lost to the eventual state champs in that round, 63-14. They end the season 3-6. These two teams did play last year. 70-6 was the final score. Hartington-Newcastle played a great game and got that win.
Yeah, solid victory, as you mentioned there, against this team from Niobrara Verdigre. Have a feeling, though, it's a little different trajectory. I feel like Hartington-Newcastle is definitely on the upward slope. They're ranked in the top 10 in the coaches poll and just out of the top 10 in NSA PowerPoints. Things are looking good for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they are. Let's take a look at this year's game. As we take a look at our game stats here today, Scott, is there anything that is jumping out to you?
Yeah, two things jump out at me. One, Austin Subbeck, the junior for Hartington-Newcastle. He's 28 for 42, 616 yards on the season. He's averaging just over 200 yards per game. What I like about it, though, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions with a quarterback rating of 129. That's fantastic. That's the first one that jumps out. Now, on the rushing side of things, Jason Hymas, the junior, solid production, has over 500 yards so far in the season, 62 carries, 10 touchdowns. That's the two things that are jumping out at me.
Absolutely. On the other end, for Niobrara Verdigre, they have thrown the ball a little bit. Now, they've played 3 games, but one of them a forfeit, so they didn't really get any stats on there. Their last game out and their lone win of the season, actually, versus Walthill, the forfeit there, so they didn't get any stats. So keep in mind, Hartington-Newcastle season stats are 3 games, and Niobrara Verdigre's are only 2. But Wickersham does have 200 yards passing on the season with 1 touchdown. Does have 2 picks on the other end, however. But Wickersham does have 90 yards on the ground. That is even working with rushing yards or sacks going against him for the quarterback. And then another Wickersham, 152 yards on the ground, which is kind of interesting. Coy Wickersham is going to be the starting running back. Cash Wickersham is going to be the quarterback. So we're probably, instead of referring to the running back and quarterback as Wickersham and Wickersham, we're going to call them Coy and Cash today, which I think is also really cool.
Yeah, I think so too. And the first thing that jumped at me off of those two, I wonder how many walls or doors were broken in their house. I assume they're brothers, but either way, some athletic kids are these Wickershams from Niobrara Verdigre.
And they lead, as we said, in those 2 stats. Receiving, however, is Hoferer. That is Isaac Hoferer, another senior who has 128 yards on 5 catches with the lone receiving touchdown of the year. That's a quick look at today's stats. We'll take another break, come back, talk about it a little bit more before we get things rolling. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. This is Northeast Nebraska High School Football on KYN TV.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichsen. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. As a Catholic Benedictine university, we can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
When it comes to Friday night football, teamwork makes the difference. And when it comes to your fields, trust Christensen Well and Irrigation, your local Ranky dealer. From wells and pumps to irrigation systems, Christensen Well has the experience and service you can count on to keep your operation running strong. This season, keep your crops in winning shape with the field leader in irrigation. Christensen Well and Irrigation in Hartington, a proud supporter of our area student athletes. Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a fifth-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Whether it's Friday night lights or Saturday game days, around here football is more than just a game, it's tradition. And just like your favorite team, Kaiser Ag and Irrigation works hard year-round to keep things running strong. From reliable Zematic pivots to trusted local service, we're here to help your operation perform at its best. This season and every season, count on a winning team in your field. Give them a call or stop into Kaiser Ag and Irrigation in Hartington, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer and a proud supporter of our student athletes.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
Right now, Moody Motors in Niobrara has a great selection of 22 to 23 model Escape, Edge, and Explorers. A lot of times, people like to drive a couple different models to compare to see what fits their needs the best. The lower prices, and with interest rates that have dropped, makes now the best time to upgrade. Get your best deal at Moody Motors in Niobrara, saving people money for 70 years.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Coming back from break, anthem, just finishing up, waiting for the flags to retire here in Hartington. And we're ready to play some football now here in Hartington, Nebraska. As we roll through our field conditions once again, it is 3 p.m. as we are ready to kick this game off between Hartington-Newcastle and Niobrara Verdigre. 69 degrees. There are partly cloudy skies overhead. Sometimes there will be cloud cover. Sometimes a little bit of sunshine down on the players, but it is not overly hot for this mid-September football game. Winds are coming in at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. But taking a look at the stadium flag, it's barely moving at all right at the moment. We'll see if that changes throughout the course of this game. But so far, looking like it's going to be pretty great conditions for this football game, Scott.
Yep, doesn't get much better. Early in the season, field is in great condition. And now we're going to get to see the Wildcats up here. First up in the afternoon game.
As you said, first game of the day. This is the afternoon game between Niobrara Verdigre and Hartington-Newcastle. Hartington Cedar Catholic's homecoming game will also be right here on KYN TV and Hot Country 93.1 Facebook. Start time at about 6:30. With that, let's focus on the task in front of us, and that is the Wildcats and the Cougars. The Cougars right about to kick this one off. Hartington-Newcastle going to accept his kick. It'll be Jason Hymas and Colton Philmeyer back to return this one. Philmeyer, a freshman. Hymas, a junior. The Cougars kick this one away. It's a high end over end kick. Doesn't go super far. Bounces at about the 17-yard line into the hands of Hymas. He'll move to his right and go down just across the 25-yard line. We're underway. The Hartington-Newcastle offense will trot out onto the field. Hartington-Newcastle 3-0 on the season. Wins over Ainsworth, Wakefield, and Lutheran High Northeast. 2 of those 3 on the road. Niobrara Verdigre, 1 win, 2 losses. The win came in a forfeit last week. Walthill had to forfeit that game. 2 losses in the 2 they've played. 54-22 to Creighton, 44-34 Humphrey Lindsay. First play of the game, going to run it right up the middle with Hymas. He's going to scamper for about 8 yards on the first carry of the game for the Wildcats.
Yeah, solid play off the right side, facing a 3-3 stack defense from Niobrara Verdigre, and it looks like they're going to stay in that. So defensive end on each side and a nose guard right up the middle is the first defensive set for the Cougars.
Through 3 games, Jason Hymas, 10 touchdowns rushing on the year and 541 yards all on the ground. They're going to give it to him again, this time moving off his left guard. He's got a little bit of green grass in front of him. Couldn't quite turn the corner. Shoestring tackle from Isaac Hofer way downfield. Gain of about 15.
Yeah, nice rushing play and got out. Good blocking up front by Ashton Wakely, the 240-pound fullback. Good blocking up front leads to a big gain for the Wildcats.
We'll take a quick look at some of our starters here from Kaiser Ag and Irrigation. Your trusted Zimatic by Lindsey Dealer in Hartington right after his next run by Hymas as well. He's going to run for another first down, gain of 12.
Starters for the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats: Austin Sibek, Jason Hymas, Carter Kelly, Mason Krause, Braden Lammers, Ashton Wakely, Colton Kavanaugh, and Lincoln Gruch. Those are the starters for the Wildcats.
We'll roll through the offensive starters for the Cougars on their first offensive drive, but now in the red zone are the Wildcats. Ooh, and a big hit right at the beginning, but it doesn't matter. Perfect trick play, just run an option there, and it was Austin Sudbeck. Pulled the ball right back out of the gut of Jason Hymas, took it up the middle for 19 yards. Nobody even looked at the quarterback. Gave it to Jason Hymas so many times in a row there. The defense was fully keyed on him, ran the option, and he just went in untouched for a 19-yard touchdown.
I think both of us announcers up here were looking at him as well. I thought it was a stop for a loss in the backfield. Nope, kept it right up the middle. Nice play there. First score of the game.
First score of the game, 10:43 on the clock, only a minute 17 taken off. It'll be Kane Gratzfeld to try the point after, and it's going to be blocked. Niobrara Verdigre able to block that kick, and the score will stand 6-0. So the kick from Kane Gratzfeld, no good. Getting back there really quick was one of the Niobrara Verdigre Cougars. But just underway, it is already 6-0. Hartington-Newcastle with a great start to this ball game. We'll take a quick break. Back here in 30 seconds. You're listening to Hartington-Newcastle football on KYN TV.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free at Explorers Credit Union. You're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorer CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorercu.com to join the journey today.
6-0 the score of the ball game after a 19-yard touchdown run by Austin Sudbeck, the junior quarterback of the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats. I believe a 5-play drive working all the way down the field for 55 yards about on the touchdown drive there, and I think 5 plays. Hartington-Newcastle is going to kick this one away, brought in by Isaac Hofer. Hofer got a blocker in front of him in green grass. Nobody but the kicker. Moves to his left, and the kicker is going to wrap him up, but then lose him. He's still on his feet across midfield, over to the 35, and then pushed out of bounds. Hofer nearly had a touchdown, was stopped by Kane Gratzfeld. The kicker wasn't able to get him down, but slowed him down just enough to stop the score. Either way, a great return for the Cougars. They're setting up across midfield already at the 30-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle.
Yeah, big return. He went about 40 yards total up the field, but it was about a 70-yard run as he crossed near side of the field, back over to the far. A good return on that kickoff.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Niobrara Verdigre. Those two Wickersham brothers leading this offense. They're going to pitch it to the outside. Run of about 4 yards on 1st down. Looks like that was Coy Wickersham. So once again, Cash Wickersham is the quarterback. Coy Wickersham will be the running back. We're going to just call him Cash and Coy here.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go Wickersham 1 and Wickersham 2, but I feel like they'd appreciate Cash and Coy a little better.
We're going to get that mixed up anyway.
Yes, we will. All right, Cash under center. Coy off the right side, and they're going to sneak it up the middle with the quarterback. Going to take it for about 4 or 5 here. It's going to be 3rd and short. Cash Wickersham, a run of about 5 there. 3rd and 1 incoming from the 21-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle.
Defensive front for the Wildcats. They have the size advantage. The 4 of them across the board are right in that 240, 250. The only one that's bigger for Niobrara Verdigre is Bryson Klug, a 300-pound junior.
Cash under center again. He's going to give it up to Coy, and he'll have the 1st down, a run of 2 on 3rd and 1. Just inside the red zone now are the Cougars, setting up at the 19-yard line. So 1st and 10 Cougars. Cash Nielsen checking into the game. Running in from the far sideline. White jerseys, by the way, being worn by the Cougars today. Wildcats and the home purples. Homecoming game is underway. 6-0, early lead for the home team. Cash takes the snap, and he's going to run it himself. The quarterback on the outside, bouncing off tacklers, and he's going to take this one for a gain of about 10. Mark him right at the sticks. Doesn't look like they're going to give him the 1st down. A foot short. 2nd and 1 incoming.
You know, the Wickersham Coy averages 76 a game, Cash 45. But here on their first offensive side of the ball, they look very good putting shoulder down, making contact, and leaves them up now 2nd and short.
2nd and short, as you said. It'll be Cash Wickersham under center, I formation. Coy, the fullback here. They're going to fake to the tailback and an open man to the end zone. Long throw well over the head of the intended receiver, and Isaac Hofer. Cash Wickersham had him in the end zone, just threw it over his head, and that'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, the linebackers and the defensive back, they bit on that run up the middle, had a receiver open, just overthrew him.
It's the way it's done in 8-man football. They drew it up perfectly. Run it, run it, run it, get the defense biting, take a shot. They had it perfect on 2nd and short, just missed. I formation again. Arlen Lammers is the tailback. It's going to be the quarterback going up the middle. He'll have the 1st down. Similar play to what they ran on the last short yardage situation. Just right up the middle with the quarterback. Gain of 4 on 3rd and 2. So that'll give them 1st and goal about the 7-yard line. 7-yard line for the Cougars. I formation again. Lammers the tailback in the I. Cash Wickersham under center. They're going to give it to the fullback, Coy. Coy up the middle. He's going to go to about the 5-yard line before he is stuffed. A gain of 1 or 2 only. By the way, the starting lineups for the Cougars brought to you by Kaiser Ag and Irrigation, your trusted Zematic lit by Lindsay Dealer in Hartington.
They are Isaac Hofer, Arlen Lammers, Coy Wickersham, Cash Wickersham, Alex Matacek, Cash Nielsen, Jacob Matacek, and Prayson Klug. Those are the starters for head coach Jeff Shabram's team from Niobrara Verdigre.
2nd and goal on the opening possession for Niobrara Verdigre. 6-0 they trail after Hartington scored on their first. Cash Wickersham going to be taken down in the backfield. Big tackle for loss. That'll bring up 3rd and goal. Credit Ashton Wakely.
Yeah, Wakely broke that one up, wrapped him up so good that he wasn't able to pitch to his deep back that was in position to receive it if he could have pitched it, but solid play on the defensive side by Wakely.
That'll bring up 3rd and goal. 2 more chances to get this one in the end zone. 6-0 is the score of this ball game with 6:25 on the clock in the first quarter. Hartington-Newcastle football here on KYN TV this afternoon. Man in motion, working left to right. Cash Wickersham dropping back to pass, rushes on him, got it away, but it's knocked down. That's going to bring up 4th and goal. The pass defense from Carter Kelly back there, and a couple of dudes running after the quarterback. Looked like that was Aiden Collier and Krypton Collier.
Yeah, the brothers, as you mentioned, the defensive front putting the pressure on the quarterback, bringing him down, but a nice tip to knock that ball down. It's going to be 4th and goal.
Wakely, the big 240-pound senior, also causing a little bit of havoc there. 4th and goal, and here's a real chance for Hartington-Newcastle to make a defensive statement early. Get the ball back to your offense, up 6-0 after a great opening drive. Niobrara Verdigre really needs to convert this one. 4th and goal from the 9. They're going to give it off the right edge. Ball's on the ground, and it's recovered by Hartington-Newcastle. Didn't matter. As soon as that ball came out, the play was basically over as it was 4th and goal. Hartington-Newcastle jumps on it, and they will get the ball back.
Yeah, beneficiaries of a fumble, but as I mentioned, basically a 2 or 3 yard loss on the play, and it was going nowhere. A little trickery trying to hand it on the reverse.
Looks like the brothers Cash Wickersham and Coy Wickersham had a little bit of a miscommunication of how things are done there. They're talking about it right now, trying to work it out for the next offensive drive, but those two now in as linebackers. 4-2-2 is being shown by the Cougars, and the Wildcats, they fumble the snap themselves. Sudbeck grabs it, gets back up, and he's going to go down for a sack. Austin Sudbeck was in the shotgun and just fumbled the snap as it was thrown to him. Dropped it on the ground, picked it back up, was taken down before he could recover.
That can happen. We saw that last night in the Thursday night NFL game. Just got to watch that into your hands. It's one of those you start peeking up and looking downfield a little too early, and you can lose sight of that ball, and it just goes on the ground.
Everybody likes to make fun of Jalen Hurts for it, but you could see him back there in a low athletic stance, ready for him every single time, just making sure he gets it in.
Yep.
2nd and 11. They're going to go Hymas this time. Short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd and about 6 or 7 here. Call it a long 6. 5:15 on the clock here in the first quarter. Hartington-Newcastle does lead 6-0. Niobrara Verdigre was just knocking on the door. They were held inside the 10-yard line. Turnover on downs. Niobrara Verdigre has a chance to get this back, though, with one more good defensive play. Sudbeck snaps his hands. Hands off Hymas. Hymas hit in the backfield instantly by 2 different Cougars. And he'll go down. Cash Nielsen and Jacob Motacek in the backfield, taking him down for about a yard loss. Now maybe at the line of scrimmage, but either way, it's going to be 4th and 7.
Yeah, nothing fancy there, just the defense shooting the gap, making the play in the backfield. Stepping out on the field, though, is going to be Kane Gratzfeld. He still has the all-school state record for the longest punt, which we saw last year in Bloomfield.
That was crazy. How long was it again?
I think it was 77 or 78.
And that's on an 80-yard field, by the way. He's going to have another good one here. It'll bounce at the 30-yard line in opposing territory. If Hartington-Newcastle bounced to the 25 before it is touched down by Ty Upfer. Another good punt in his career. 4:12 on the clock in the first quarter. 6-0 is the score of this ball game. Hartington-Newcastle on top of Niobrara Verdigre. So 4:12 on the clock as Niobrara Verdigre marches back out their offense. 1st and 10 at their own 25, and we're going to have a penalty right away. Looks like Isaac Hofer for the Cougars jumped a little early on the tight end position. He was off the right side of the line. They're going to call that, back him up 5, and we'll have 1st and 15 to start off the ball game.
I will say Wakely, he's the one that pointed it out, and it took a second for the flag to actually come out. Once they got set in their stance, immediately did that right side jump. It was one of those, just kind of caught them off guard.
So now 1st and 15, they're going to run the QB sneak right up the middle with Cash Wickersham. He'll take it for about 3 on the play.
Second down, 13 now coming up for Niobrara Verdigre. As every play comes in from their coach, a runner comes in, brings it in, and now they get set in their offensive I formation.
2nd and 13, as you said, in the I. They're going to hand it off to the tailback. First carry of the game here for Arlen Lammers. But it's not going to go very far. Gain of a yard, and it's 3rd and 11. Gain of only 2, and still trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage after the penalty before 1st down are the Cougars.
See if defensive coordinator Mike Johnson brings the pressure on this one now. Got them 3rd and about 11. If they could stop him here, get good field position, get the ball back with 3:15 to go here in the first quarter.
3rd and 11 with 3:12. Going back to pass here. It's Cash Wickersham throwing it deep. He's got a man, and he's got it completed. Across the 20-yard line before he's taken down is Isaac Hofer. A massive gain on the play, north of 30 yards. All the way down to the 16-yard line in Hartington-Newcastle territory. So right back at it, trying to tie up this ball game and maybe more. Under 3 to play in the first quarter, 6-0. Hartington-Newcastle leads.
Yeah, we saw that play earlier in the quarter when it was down here in the end zone. They came right back to it, and again, getting through the line and then getting that receiver out in open field. This time it paid off for a big gain.
They're going to line up with Arlen Lammers off the right side as a wingback. They're going to pitch it to him as he came in motion across the line over to the left. Hartington-Newcastle all over it, though. He's going to go down for a yard loss. 2nd down, incoming in the red zone.
Yeah, the ball actually came out right at the very end of that play. Number 58, Kipton Collier, had it, but was already ruled down. 2nd down and about 11.
So that big reception from Isaac Hofer all the way down the field. Able to get him inside the red zone, but quick TFL on 1st down will bring up 2nd. So 2nd and 11, I formation. Faking to Lammers this time, rolling out. Cash making a move inside the 10, and he's finally taken down. Going to bring up 3rd down, 4 yards away from the first. Ooh, closer than I thought, actually. 2 yards away from the 1st down marker. So 3rd and 2 from about the 8-yard line. So they got 2 yards for the 1st down, 8 yards for the touchdown, tying up the game. 1:45 on the clock here, first quarter. Third down, going up the middle. Trying a little rugby scrum here with the quarterback, and right at the sticks. Looks like they're going to give him the 1st down, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Cougars.
Like we call the rugby scrum. I know we've talked in many of our broadcasts about that tush push. Did you see Bill Cowher, the former NFL coach, this past week put out a statement? He does not believe that's an NFL play. I know Tehl and I, we go back and forth on this.
Well, I mean, it is a play that is being snapped in the NFL, so I mean, it is an NFL play. Technically, if you want to look at it that way. Wickersham going to roll out to his left, had a man in the end zone for a moment, but the rush was all over him. Tried to take it in on the ground. He'll go down for a short gain inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4 for the Cougars.
Yeah, good pressure coming out from that secondary. I believe the linebacker position, Braden Lammers, the 185-pound senior, in on that tackle for the Wildcats.
So 2nd and goal. We were just here this last drive. The Cougars had a chance of tying up the game. They get stuffed 4 times and turn it over on downs inside a goal-to-go situation inside the 10. Hartington-Newcastle trying to hold again, but it's 2nd and goal from the 4 this time. In motion, Lammers again. They're going to pitch it to Wickersham, going to his right. This is Coy Wickersham. Spins at the 2, and he is near the goal line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1, Scott.
Give Carter Kelly credit on that one. Everything he could do just to wrap up and hold on. One more length of the football, maybe. It was really close down in that goal line.
If I'm Hartington-Newcastle, I'm just giving it to Coy Wickersham. Just let him go right up the middle with it. But it looks like first things first, we're going to end the first quarter. At the end of 1, it'll be 6-0. Hartington-Newcastle leading over Niobrara Verdigre. But the Cougars knocking on the door 1 yard away from tying up the game. An extra point or a 2-point conversion away from taking the lead. Back in 30 seconds, this is Hartington-Newcastle football on KYN TV.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichson. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. As a Catholic Benedictine university, we can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
.6-0 after 1 here on KYN TV, but Hartington-Newcastle about a yard away from giving up the first touchdown of the game to Niobrara Verdigre, the Cougars. 3rd and goal from the 1. One yard to gain here for Niobrara Verdigre. It'll be Cash Wickersham under center, and he's going to sneak it up the middle. They've done this a couple of times, got positive yardage every time, and the same here. Touchdown, Cougars, tie ball game at 6 here in Hartington on the first play of the 2nd quarter. 6-6, we're tied. 11:56 on the clock here in this 2nd quarter. One play. Two-point conversion attempt now incoming. It'll be Cash Wickersham under center. That I formation again. They're going to roll out to his right. He's got an open man in the end zone again. This time finds Isaac Hofer. The same play they ran in the red zone where they missed Hofer, threw it over his head. This time they get it in on the 2-point conversion on the bootleg. 11:56 on the clock, 8-0. Hartington-Newcastle now trails Niobrara Verdigre. Back in 30 seconds on KYN TV.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
.86 your score. Niobrara Verdigre all of a sudden out in front over Hartington-Newcastle by 2. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. Our game of the week, double homecoming here today. Game 1, Hartington-Newcastle on the field. Niobrara Verdigre to kick this one away. Good end-over-end kick, brought in at the 10 by Jason Hymas. Hymas working to his right, now cutting back across the field. A good move, and he's off to the races. Foot race down the field, no flags, touchdown Hartington-Newcastle. That's how you respond. A special teams touchdown for Jason Hymas.
Absolutely fantastic blocking up front. About 65 yards on that touchdown return by Hymas. Once he cleared midfield and had a seam, he was gone.
One little move, he was working to his right, plants his right foot in the ground, goes straight up the middle of the field. Juked everybody out, and very good blocking on that play as well. Good kick return coverage from Hartington-Newcastle puts them back out in front, 12-8. Exactly 10 seconds of game time. Niobrara Verdigre led by. And they're going to take a timeout now. Niobrara Verdigre with the first timeout of this game, brought to you by Top Crop. Maximize your success this season with top-notch crop consulting and services offered at Top Crop. Visit topcropinc.com. We're going to keep this one right here as we're going to take a 30-second break right after the two-point conversion. With 11:46 on the clock, once again, Niobrara Verdigre led for exactly 10 seconds of gameplay, and Hartington-Newcastle said, nuh-uh.
You know, I'm quietly sitting over here after Niobrara Verdigre scored, and I thought, wow, the Wildcats, I just thought they were going to be ahead of a bigger lead or just have a little more physicality going into that second quarter. Niobrara Verdigre was in solid position, scored from about the 1 foot line, and this kind of a response is exactly what you would expect from the purple and white team, playing very good in special teams, and that's exactly what we saw there.
So we'll line up for the two-point conversion now. Spread offense. Two receivers, one to the right, one to the left. Takes the snap, and it's instantly in the backfield. It was a high snap, screwed up the play. Austin Sudbeck, I think he was trying to hand it off to a man in motion coming across the field, and the snap was so high he couldn't get it to him in time. Rushes on, and no good on the two-point conversion. So neither conversion goes. Hartington-Newcastle tried to kick an extra point on the first touchdown of the game. It was blocked. Second one, high snap. Messes up the play. So 12-8 will be your score. Up by 4 is Hartington-Newcastle. Back in 30 seconds. This is KYN TV.
Irrigation, who needs it? After this wet summer, maybe that thought has crossed your mind. Every growing year is different. Christensen Well and Irrigation wants to help you prepare for the seasons ahead. They recommend pulling your irrigation pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. Assessing your pump during the fall and winter avoids breakdowns during the growing season. Call 402-254-6809 or visit christensenwell.com. Christensen Well and Irrigation of Hartington and Wakefield is a certified Renke Irrigation Systems dealer.
11:46 on the clock, 12-8 your score. Hartington-Newcastle, a special teams touchdown to take back the lead. We'll see what the Cougars have in store now, as it's going to be Arlen Lammers returning this one, getting out of tackles, and now he's off to the right side of the field. Nearly broke this one. Chased down by Trayvon Hopping, but across the 30-yard line and about one tackler away from taking back the lead.
Yeah, Lammers looked very physical on that return. Hopping just saved it as he was scampering to the far side. Good return there for Niobrara Verdigre.
To the 35-yard line they'll go. Once again, this is an 80-yard field. The 40-yard line is midfield, so 5 yards away from that. 1st and 10 in the own 35. Take that I formation again. It'll be Cash Wickersham under center. Coy Wickersham, the fullback, they'll give it to him going right up the middle. He'll take it for about 3. 2nd and 7 with 11:30 on the clock in the second quarter. So it's 2nd and 7 here for the road team, Cougars. They'll snap, pitch to the tailback. This is Coy Wickersham trying to turn the corner, and he actually lost the football, but it goes out of bounds. Another 5 yards downfield. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, good wrap up there by Braden Lammers, spinning him around, throwing him down. Another yard or so wider on the field, the ball would have been in play there, but it does just go out of bounds.
Yeah, dangerous situation as all did come out. It just took that one extra bounce to find the out-of-bounds line on the near sideline. Something Wickersham's going to have to keep an eye on. He's got to keep a hold of that football. Wickersham lining up as the fullback here, but it's going to be Cash Wickersham, the quarterback, running that QB sneak once again.
And I don't think he got it. I think
No, he did not. 4th down.
Maybe a football and a half or right about there.
Out 2 feet. 10:30 on the clock. 4th down.
Lincoln Gruch, a 250-pound junior, he's lined up right over top the football. He'll be the first one they're going to have to get out of the way if they want to get this sneak right up the middle.
Well, they've been doing the sneak, and they've been successful with it so far. They haven't gotten negative yardage on one yet. They've always been getting at least a yard, and I'd expect the same thing here. Cash Wickersham, under center, I formation. Almost got the defense to jump. He's going to hand it to the fullback, Coy Wickersham. He was right there, but I'm not sure he got it. Looking like the spot of the football, there was a Hartington-Newcastle player that had a hold of him, holding him back. I don't think he ever extended the football past the line of scrimmage. And they're ruling it's Hartington-Newcastle ball, turnover on downs.
Wow.
I'm not sure why they didn't try the sneak again there. It's been working so well. They try and hand it off to Coy Wickersham, the fullback, and he just didn't get it.
4th and a foot to go, and they just change up the play. Solid defensive stop there for the Wildcats.
Now right after a special teams touchdown to give away the lead, Niobrara Verdigre turns it over on downs for the 2nd time today, and that could be a killer if Jason Hymas is able to get his way down the field and into the end zone. He's got a run of 10, 15, nearly 20 on the first play of this drive. Inside the 30-yard line of Niobrara Verdigre already are the Wildcats.
Hymas running circles around the defensive back there, gives a stiff arm, puts it right on his forehead, shoves him out of the way, and a solid run there on 1st down.
Hymas has been the majority of the offense so far. He's going to spread out wide to the right this time. This is the same formation they just ran on this 2-point conversion where they had a high snap and it screwed things up. Sudbeck, good snap this time. Rolls back to throw. He lost the football for a second, now picks it up and he's going to take off with it. Getting positive yardage, breaking a tackle. Going down near the 1st down marker. That was about as broken of a play as broken gets, and he still got 9.
Yeah, they had him at about a 10 or 11-yard loss, and he just one-handed reached down, picked the ball up, and tried to make something of it, and he did. 9 yards to the positive side. 2nd down and short coming up.
So 2nd and 1 inside the 20-yard line, and about the 17. Sudbeck hands off Hymas, who's hit right in the middle of the A-gap. That was Cash Wickersham, the senior quarterback, with the tackle for loss. 3rd and 2 now incoming after the 1-yard loss. And a heavy hit from Cash Wickersham.
That was a good one. Also a solid hit going from Ashton Wakely. He just leveled Arlen Lammers on the defensive side, and Lammers still trying to catch his breath in the back defensive back position.
Third and 2 now for the Wildcats. Pistol set, handoff, touchdown. Oh, excuse me. I thought he was gone. Called it way early. Jason Hymas, a great recovery by the defense, able to get to him in time, and he'll go down at the 4-yard line. Instead, it'll be 1st and goal. Well, maybe at the 3, actually. Jason Hymas. Looking at the 80-yard field, I thought it was actually 5 yards forward, was the end zone there, as it is all marked for, well, there's a whole lot of markings on the field. We'll talk about it in a second, but first things first, another run up the middle and a touchdown for Austin Sudbeck, his 2nd touchdown rushing of the game. And that'll make it 18-8 your score, 7:51 on the clock. But once again, this is doubleheader today, so the field is marked for both Hartington-Newcastle and Hartington-Cedar Catholic for 8-man and 11-man football, an 80-yard field where the sides are a little shorter as well, and the full 100-yard field, 50-yard sideline. So a lot of markings here.
A lot of markings, and we used to paint over the sidelines. I'm not sure if that's going to be done today or not. Might just have to tell the players to ignore that sideline in the game coming up.
Pitch to Hymas, the tailback, and he'll get in the end zone for the 2-point conversion here. And it is going to be 20-8, 7:51 on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. Hartington-Newcastle led 6-0 at the quarter break. They are working well here after the first score of the game from Niobrara Verdigre. Back-to-back touchdowns. You're listening to KYN TV's coverage, our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
.751 on the clock here. 20-8 your score, Hartington-Newcastle. After giving up the lead for exactly 10 seconds of game time, they struck back quick. Special teams touchdown, go down the field, make it 14-6, and then all of a sudden 12-6, and then another quick touchdown on a little drive, and they're back in business, up 20-8. Quick return from Niobrara Verdigre. Guy won't go down. He actually gets out to the 34-yard line. A good return for Corey Wickersham. And that's where Niobrara Verdigre will start things on offense in a need-to-answer drive.
Yeah, you talk about the Wildcats playing good, marching down the field. I'm just impressed that Niobrara Verdigre, they're not folding. They're very physical. The two returns for these kickoffs that we just watched, very, very physical as the running backs. And now we'll get to see them on offense again, 1st and 10.
7:44 on the clock at the start of this drive for the road team Cougars. Take the snap, handoff, pitch going up the middle for the tailback, and it'll be Arlen Lammers for a quick gain of about 7 here. 3rd and 3 incoming.
Lammers I mentioned just a few minutes ago, he took a hard hit, and that time there, he took another hard hit and was helped up by the back judge. You don't see that very often, but he's still on the field, and we'll see him on this next play.
Lammers, tailback again. It'll be Coy Wickersham, the fullback. Cash Wickersham, the quarterback. I formation. Fake to Lammers. Rolling to his right is Cash. Cash has got a man downfield. Decent coverage. Tries to run it. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down again. They were trying that bootleg out to the right side. Isaac Hofer was dropping deep. Jason Hymas was still in the area. Quarterback decided not to launch it. They've ran that play a couple of times. Just bootleg right. Let Isaac Hofer, who lines up as a tight end on the right side of the line, run a corner route. 3rd and 1. I again, Cash Wickersham. This time they go to the QB sneak, and this time they get it. Once again, that play has not failed to get under a yard yet. They got 2 there.
Yep, solid play. Just move the chains was the main goal, and they were able to do that. One thing that you see here, Wildcats, a lot of player personnel on the sideline. They have many players that they can substitute in, but when you look at Niobrara Verdigre, there's just not that many. I'm going to say the eye test right around 10 players or so on that sideline. A lot of them will be underclassmen, so definitely playing both sides of the ball today.
1st and 10 in the eye again. Same formation, Niobrara Verdigre. He's been running. Ball comes out right off the snap. Bad exchange from quarterback and center, and that is Niobrara Verdigre's 3rd turnover. 2 on downs. That one on a fumble. Hartington-Newcastle jumped on it.
Yeah, the big man, Lincoln Gruch, jumped on that one. He was in perfect position. That defensive nose guard just dropped right on it, and it will be Wildcat ball.
Yeah, that's exactly what just couldn't happen for this Niobrara Verdigre team. You know, this was a 70-6 loss last year. Hartington-Newcastle with a big win, 70-6 once again. And now you're starting getting into the territory of, well, here we go again. You're now turning it over. You're now had a couple of bad plays. Hartington-Newcastle's playing really good football right now. Niobrara Verdigre needs to stop in this drive. They had a good 1st down just a moment ago as we were talking. Hartington-Newcastle tries a screen play to the running back. Decent coverage, and it just incompletion into it near his feet. But 2nd and 10 incoming.
Yeah, half of the Cougar defense. They took the bait, went right past the defender, just let him go. They weren't able to complete the pass, though. It will bring up 2nd down.
6:24 on the clock, 20-8 your score. Sudbeck, pistol set. Imus behind him. Option. Pitch forward. Got a man. Scrambling for a 1st down run of 13, Mason Krause. 6:16 on the clock, 20-8 your score. It'll be a shovel pass. in the book. 6-12.
And that's a shovel pass to a Krause who stands 6'6", big, tall player. Just haven't seen any pass plays to him, but a nice shovel pass there will bring up first down.
Imus had 3 options on that one, went for the shovel pass, and it was the right option. This time he drops back to throw, rushes on him, trying to get rid of it, and that's going to be a fumble. Ball's on the ground. Hartington-Newcastle jumps on it. It was Colton Kavanaugh who jumped on it, but a big strip sack and a 10-yard loss on first down. 2nd and 20 incoming. That was a rough decision from Austin Sudbeck there as he went back, he got hit, and then he tried to throw it away, but a second guy came in and hit him as he was throwing it. That was a fumble.
Yeah, almost disaster there for Hartington-Newcastle.
Spread formation, receivers on either side. Hymas in motion, fake to him. Sudbeck looking to throw, running that screen again. Instant tackle going to come in. Krause, gain of only 5, 3rd and 15 incoming. Running that screen to the tight end once again. Krause's frame is the only reason he was able to even bring that one in. He was covered well, but he's just so tall, he was able to just go up and get it and come down for a 5-yard gain. 3rd and 15.
Be interesting to see what the Wildcat strategy is here. They trying to get a first down, or are they going to take this and maybe force it and see if they can't get it on 4th down?
Well, if you get some yards, you're probably in 4-down territory, but if you have an incompletion or something here, and they have a timeout to talk about it, they're going to take a timeout. If you get an incompletion or gain of no yards, then probably punting here. So 4:47 on the clock at the 35-yard line of the opponent. We'll take 30 seconds for the Top Crop timeout.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a 5th-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Third down Wildcats, 3rd and 15 with 4:47 on the clock before halftime. 20-8 your score here in Hartington. Big chance for Niobrara Verdigre. Get off the field. As we were talking before the break, 4-down territory if you can get something here, but gotta get something on 3rd down. Sudbeck, snap in the pistol. He'll drop back to throw. 3-step drop, has a man, completed pass over to the left side. They got the yardage they need to go for it on 4th. Gain of 13 on 3rd and 15. Krause, the tight end, with the big catch. 4th and short now incoming.
Yeah, big play for Krause over on that left side. Reeled that one in. Couldn't quite get an extension out to get that first down, but very close. Will be about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, 1.5 yards about. 4th down, 4:39 on the clock. Still a good chance for Niobrara Verdigre to get off the field, but it's got to happen now. Austin Sudbeck in the pistol. Hymas, the single back. They'll hand it to him. Hymas has got the first down inside the 15, 10, breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles, touchdown, Hartington-Newcastle. Jason Hymas bouncing off of would-be tacklers en route to 6. 26-8, your score. That touchdown brought to you by Security Bank. Score big with all the products and services offered at Security Bank. That's my kind of bank. .432 in the clock, 26-8 your score. Hartington-Newcastle gonna try the 2-point conversion here. Sudbeck and Keaton Arns back out onto the field, delivering the play. Good run. So it'll be Austin Sudbeck. As I think we have whistles blowing here. Timeout taken. Timeout taken by Coach Rusty Fuller. He's motioning, got to move faster. The play call took quite a while to get in and didn't really have a chance to get it rolling, so they had to call timeout just to avoid the delay of game. We'll keep this one right here once again, Scott, but that was a great run for Jason Hymas.
Yeah, 22 yards, just needed 2 yards to get that first down. Once he broke the initial contact at the line of scrimmage, got out to the left side, stiffed arm one man, and he was off to the races.
4 minutes and 32 seconds left in the first half. 26-8. Hartington-Newcastle just scored, and Now we're going to have a substitution, maybe changing up the play here as Keaton Arns comes off the field and bring in Ashton Wakely. Wakely, we've talked about him, the big 240-pound senior. That is a large dude out for this two-point conversion attempt. Listed as a fullback on the roster. They're going to line him up as a wingback off the left side of the line. They're going to split him out wide to the left now. Sudbeck takes the snap, and it was all diversion. Sudbeck just runs up the middle himself for the two-point conversion. Good. All diversion to Wakely off that left side. Drew enough attention. Sudbeck was able to take it in himself. 4:32 on the clock, 28-8. Your score back in 30 seconds. Hartington-Newcastle football leading by 20 now on KYN TV.
Whether it's Friday night lights or Saturday game days, around here football is more than just a game. It's tradition. And just like your favorite team, Kaiser Ag and Irrigation works hard year-round to keep things running strong. From reliable Zematic pivots to trusted local service, we're here to help your operation perform at its best. This season and every season, count on a winning team in your field. Give them a call or stop into Kaiser Ag and Irrigation in Hartington, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, and a proud supporter of our student athletes.
So another good touchdown drive for Hartington-Newcastle. That time cashing in on the turnover, the fumble on the last snap from Niobrara Verdigre. They march all the way down the field and get it in. 28-8 now is your score. This was an 8-6 ball game. Niobrara Verdigre had the lead, 22 straight points for the home team on their homecoming. And a good tackle on the next special teams play. Isaac Hofer had nowhere to go on the kick return. He'll go down at his own 23. 22, I think. 4:27 on the clock, 28-8 once again.
Yeah, very important possession here. It's one of those, the closer we get to halftime, you want to keep that within that 20 range. Don't let up another, give it back to the Wildcats, and then you start talking about the mercy rule here pretty quick. So very important possession here for the Cougars.
28-8 score. Once again, 22 straight for Hartington-Newcastle. Niobrara Verdigre really needs to answer. They're going to start things off with a bootleg. Rolling to his right is Wickersham. He's not going to go anywhere. Decided to run it himself, get a yard or two, and that is all. Hofer was going deep again, and last couple of times they've tried that, Jason Hymas has read it well, been right with Hofer down the field.
Yeah, and I believe Sudbeck is out on this one, and they brought in Ty Upfer, 170-pound junior. He's playing that linebacker position in on the tackle on that play, bring up 2nd down and 8.
Second down, I formation, Cash Wickersham. Under center, takes the snap, pitches to his tailback, that's Lammers. Lammers going off his left guard, and he'll get a positive gain of about 5 here. 3rd down, incoming, 4 yards to go. 3:30 on the clock before halftime. Hartington-Newcastle leads by 20 once again. Third and 4. Snap in the eye. Go to Wickersham again. This is Coy Wickersham, the fullback. Gain of 3, but needed 4. It's going to be 4th down with under 3 minutes to play in the first half.
Getting close to halftime, Tehl. You got to let them know that even though it's an early game, there's quite a few games that are taking place early around the state. Class D2, there's a bunch. We'll talk about those. And there's another one in Class D1 in our out-of-town scoreboard. That coming up at the half.
Coming up at halftime, as you said there, Scott, we'll go through all the scores from the area, preview some of the games we're going to talk about a little later this evening as well. But now it's 4th and 1. I formation. Cash Wickersham going to fake to his tailback Lammers. Roll to his right. Has a man. Completed pass. Finds Coy Wickersham. He'll step out of bounds, but he's got the first down at the 40.
Good play. Nice roll out. Get out of the pocket. Get himself some space. And then there's the nice pass and catch there to Coy on that far side.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the road team. They've been running that bootleg a lot. This time they find Cash Wickersham in space, the fullback. I always love hitting the fullback on routes.
You don't see those plays like you used to back 30 years ago.
Not too much. 1st and 10, pitching to the tailback, Lammers this time. He's going to cut, jump step, go for 2, and that's all. Trying to move to the left, Hartington-Newcastle forced him inside, where more purple jerseys were waiting for him, and we're going to go below 2 minutes on the clock after that play. 2nd down. Second down, Niobrara Verdigre Cougars. Strong eye, pitch to the tailback. Nope, faking the pitch, dropping back to throw. 7-step drop, and the rush is on. He'll go down for a sack. Ashton Wakely, that 240-pound senior, got in the backfield, took him down. 1:31 on the clock. 3rd down.
Yeah,
I think Hartington-Newcastle called timeout. They did, trying to save a little bit of time for their next drive.
Wickersham just held on too long on that football, gave the defense enough time to get a pursuit and bring him down in the backfield. Now 3rd down at 15.
Now this is a big one here for Niobrara Verdigre because they really need to go get in the end zone here because they're still in this game because they get the ball to start the second half, if you remember. If they're able to go down the field and get in the end zone here, then they get it to start off the second half. If they can go 2 for 1, they're right back in this thing, but it has to start here on 3rd down. If they turn this ball over, give it right back to Hartington-Newcastle with 1.5 minutes left, and then Hartington-Newcastle can go score this one. That's going to make things real difficult in the second half. They're already trailing by 20.
Yeah, and the play that it seems like Niobrara Verdigre keeps going back to is the quarterback rollout and look for their big wide receiver, Isaac Hofer, downfield. That has been their big play that they've shot about 3 times here in the first half. Other than that, they just got to take those small chunk plays and try to get this in 2 plays from 3rd down now into 4th and then hopefully get the 1st down.
They're going to split up the formation this time. Cash Wickersham, empty set, trips left. 3rd and 15, low snap, picks it up. Wakely all over him, sack. Wakely takes him down for an 8-yard sack. Back-to-back sacks for Ashton Wakely with under 1.5 minutes to go. Now, one bad thing for Hartington-Newcastle, however, they had already used all their timeouts to this point. They cannot stop the clock. So Niobrara Verdigre will take as much time as they can before punting this, but Hartington-Newcastle is getting the ball back. 4th and 24.
Very big play. We're not making decisions yet, but I know our player of the game at the end of the game is brought to you by Avera, and right now Wakely's looking pretty good.
Wakely's looking pretty good. Back-to-back sacks on a crucial end-of-half possession.
The first sack, I blame the quarterback. He held on too long. The second one was just all athletic ability by Wakely.
Timeout from Top Crop from Niobrara Verdigre right as the play clock starts to get low. We'll take it with them back in 30 seconds. 28-8, Hartington-Newcastle. Returning punts when we come back.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
So 40 seconds left in the half is all that remains after the timeout from Top Crop and Niobrara Verdigre. They are ready to punt this one away. It'll be Jason Hymas back deep to receive it. So punt formation. I think that's Coy Wickersham ready to kick this one away. Good snap right at his head, and he's going to kick this one away. Good punt over the head of Hymas. A good Niobrara Verdigre bounce as well. And that's about as much as you could hope for the road team. They pin back Hartington-Newcastle at their own 10-yard line. The Wildcats have no timeouts. 70 yards to go and only 33 seconds to do it.
Yeah, that's one of the best plays of the first half by the Cougars. Kick it to the sideline, it rolls out, burns 7 seconds off the clock, and the Wildcats didn't even have a chance to touch it. Now if they can just play defense and stop the Wildcats on this possession.
Yeah, just have your safeties play 10 yards back and stop the deep ball, because that's about all Hartington-Newcastle has time for here. Sudbeck going to drop back to throw, and he is going to fire over to the right side, and tackled in bounds here is Carter Kelly. Kelly did not get out of bounds, and that's going to take a lot of time off the clock. A good tackle from Niobrara Verdigre, 1 yard away from the sideline. 17 seconds on the clock. Sudbeck takes the snap, looking to throw, going deep, nearly picked. Coy Wickersham was right in the area. Intended target was going back to Carter Kelly. Now there's only 12 seconds on the clock. That tackle in bounds was massive.
Yeah, very good play there, tackling inbounds. It was only by about 2 feet. If he could have just got a little more and get out of bounds, would have saved about 10 to 12 seconds off the clock.
So it is 3rd down, but that barely matters at this point. 12 seconds of the clock. Sudbeck throwing to his right, completed pass. It'll be a 1st down, but an only very short gain. There's only 6 seconds on the game clock. He found Keaton Arns for the gain of about 5, but with 6 seconds left, you have maybe time for one quick out route, and then you're just looking for Hail Mary if you can get it that far. Sudbeck at his own 24-yard line takes the snap, looking to throw. Exactly what I just said. They're doing the out route, but he doesn't go out of bounds. Jason Hymas tries to cut upfield instead of going out of bounds, and he's going to go down, and that'll do it for the half. Decided not to go out of bounds, try to cut upfield, get something out of it, and that'll do. Gain of, I think, 14. That is halftime. 28-8 is your score. A good special teams kick from Niobrara Verdigre. They kick it down all the way down the field. Hartington-Newcastle has to go 70 yards in 30 seconds and just can't do it. 28-8 your halftime score. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. We'll talk about all of it coming up here on KYN TV.
Right now, Moody Motors in Niobrara has a great selection of 22 to 23 model Escape, Edge, and Explorers. A lot of times, people like to drive a couple different models to compare to see what fits their needs the best. The lower prices, and with interest rates that have dropped, makes now the best time to upgrade. Get your best deal at Moody Motors in Niobrara, saving people money for 70 years.
You're in the mood for Moody. Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free at Explorers Credit Union. You're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichson. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. As a Catholic Benedictine university, we can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
When it comes to Friday night football, teamwork makes the difference. And when it comes to your fields, trust Christensen Well and Irrigation, your local Ranky dealer. From wells and pumps to irrigation systems, Christensen Well has the experience and service you can count on to keep your operation running strong. This season, keep your crops in winning shape with the field leader in irrigation. Christensen Well and Irrigation in Hartington, a proud supporter of our area student athletes. Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
All right, let's go ahead and begin our halftime show here from Christensen Well and Irrigation, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well drilling industry, and your local Tehl Irrigation Systems dealer. Visit them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com. Let's talk about this game, Scott. Hartington-Newcastle starts it off, a score on the first drive of the game. It was a 19-yard touchdown run from their quarterback, Austin Sudbeck. The entire drive to that point had been Jason Hymas left, Jason Hymas right. Just give it to him and let him work all the way down to the 19. Then they run the option. Sudbeck, 19-yard scamper right up the middle.
Solid play, got things going. 10:43 of the first quarter, as you mentioned, 19-yard touchdown run by Sudbeck. Extra point was blocked.
Yeah,
and that was
tried the kick.
King Gratzville was out, just did not get that kick to go through, and they took the early lead 6-0.
And that was the only score of the first quarter as well, right up until first play of the second quarter.
Yeah, very surprising. No more scoring took place there, as you mentioned, but first play with only 4 seconds off the clock in that second quarter. 1-yard touchdown run by Cash Wickersham. 2-point conversion from Cash to Hofer. It was good, and the Wildcats trailed 8-6.
It was good while it lasted, but it only lasted 10 seconds.
10 seconds. 65-yard touchdown kickoff return by Hymas. 2-point was no good. And then that led it to 12-8. The Wildcats back up on top. 7:51 of that second quarter. 4-yard touchdown run by Sudbeck. 2-point conversion was good by Hymas, and the Wildcats jumped out 20-8. Then the last score of the first half. 4:32 to go in that second quarter. 22-yard touchdown run by Hymas. 2-point conversion was good by Sudbeck, and the Sudbeck-Hymas show led 28-8 over Niobrara Verdigre. That's the scoring of the first half.
28-8, as you said, a 20-point margin here for Hartington-Newcastle. Niobrara Verdigre will receive the kick out of halftime. However, they are not done in this game. Their defense was able to stand a little bit in that first quarter, especially right after the opening drive, and then at the end of the second quarter, they were able to stand as well. They just got to clean up a couple of things. They got to clean up that left side of their defense. Hartington-Newcastle was able to run it off their right tackle quite a lot in that second quarter, especially with Jason Hymas. And they also had a couple of big throws given up. But one thing working for Niobrara Verdigre, their running game was not bad at all.
And their running game was not bad. I agree. You got Cash or Coy running the ball. They're very physical, but something I'm very impressed with so far in this game, and we talked about it a lot in our previous couple of games, discipline. There's only been one penalty flag the entire first half, and that's been something different that we've seen in the last couple of weeks.
That's some of the big plays, scoring plays from the first half from Security Bank. Score big with all the products and services offered at Security Bank. That's my kind of bank. We'll take a break. We'll come back, start rolling through the stats for this ball game. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. 28-8, Hartington-Newcastle leads over Niobrara Verdigre at half.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a fifth-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Whether it's Friday night lights or Saturday game days, around here football is more than just a game. It's tradition. And just like your favorite team, Kaiser Ag and Irrigation works hard year-round to keep things running strong. From reliable Zematic pivots to trusted local service, we're here to help your operation perform at its best. This season and every season, count on a winning team in your field. Give them a call or stop into Kaiser Ag and Irrigation in Hartington, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer and a proud supporter of our student athletes.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichson. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. As a Catholic Benedictine university, we can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Irrigation, who needs it? After this wet summer, maybe that thought has crossed your mind. Every growing year is different. Christensen Well and Irrigation wants to help you prepare for the seasons ahead. They recommend pulling your irrigation pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. Assessing your pump during the fall and winter avoids breakdowns during the growing season. Call 402-254-6809 or visit christensenwell.com. Christensen Well and Irrigation of Hartington and Wakefield is a certified Renke Irrigation Systems dealer. Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
All right, let's roll through the game stats here today. Hartington-Newcastle leading Niobrara Verdigre 28-8 at the half. Let's roll through the stats for both teams here, Scott.
Niobrara Verdigre, first let's take a look at here. Coy Wickersham carried the ball 7 times, 22 yards. Arlen Lammers had 5 runs. They were very physical runs, I must say, and he ground out 13 yards on the ground. Niobrara Verdigre, though, they were led by Cash Wickersham, finished with 16 carries, 18 yards. He had some good positive runs there and then had 2 big losses in the back that were sacks, and they come off the total. But 16 for 18 and 1 touchdown on the ground. Cash also went 2 for 4, 55 yards through the air. The grabs were by Isaac Hofer and Coy Wickersham. They each had 1 grab. 1 penalty for 5 yards. So they ran 28 rushing plays, 4 pass, 32 total. In comparison, Hartington-Newcastle, 21 total plays. They were very efficient on the offensive side of the ball. They were led by Jason Hymas with 10 rushes. He finished 10 carries, 108 yards in that first half and 1 touchdown. And Austin Sidbeck, he was 4 carries for 30 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Austin also went 5 for 7 through the air, 47 yards, very efficient. Mentioned in the pregame, he's about 130 on his QBR rating, and he is still maintaining that kind of a number here through this first half. As he was 5 for 7, those 5 grabs were brought in, 1 by Carter Kelly for 8, 3 catches for Mason Krause, and those 3 grabs went for 34 yards, and 1 grab by Keaton Arns for 5 yards. Those are the stats through the first half.
28-8 halftime score. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. Let's go ahead and take another break. We'll come back and we'll roll through our out-of-town scoreboard right after this on KYN TV.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a fifth-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Whether it's Friday night lights or Saturday game days, around here football is more than just a game. It's tradition. And just like your favorite team, Kaiser Ag and Irrigation works hard year-round to keep things running strong. From reliable Zematic pivots to trusted local service, we're here to help your operation perform at its best. This season and every season, count on a winning team in your field. Give them a call or stop into Kaiser Ag and Irrigation in Hartington, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer and a proud supporter of our student athletes.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free at Explorers Credit Union. You're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
When it comes to Friday night football, teamwork makes the difference. And when it comes to your fields, trust Christensen Well and Irrigation, your local Ranky dealer. From wells and pumps to irrigation systems, Christensen Well has the experience and service you can count on to keep your operation running strong. This season, keep your crops in winning shape with the field leader in irrigation. Christensen Well and Irrigation in Hartington, a proud supporter of our area student athletes. Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
All right, coming out of halftime, the Christensen Well halftime show as we roll through the scoreboard, brought to you by Bank of Hartington. Where the banks have their branches, Bank of Hartington has their roots. As far as I can tell, there's only one other game going on in Class D1 this afternoon. McCool Junction leads over East Butler 22-14. They just started the second half. In Class D2, there's a couple more games going on. Looks like Sandhill Thedford over Bayard 46-8. Archangels Catholic number 2 over Riverside 30-0. Deschler over Giltner 8-0 as well.
Yep, and one that's going to be coming up here is an early kickoff, not tip-off. We're a little ahead of the game for basketball. Number 7, Why Not? They're playing Randolph tonight. And give a reminder there is Why Not? They went into overtime last week, and they lost that overtime game. See how they respond. Be curious to watch that game. A good one. Why Not and Randolph taking place at 5 o'clock is the kickoff.
In Class C2, nothing going right at the moment. We do have a final score, however, of Oakland Craig once again not having football this season, so Malcolm does claim that forfeit victory over Oakland Craig. There will be a 6:30 p.m. kickoff, and I think that is the earliest one in Class C2 this evening. That'll be our game right here in Hartington, Cedar Catholic versus Takema Herman.
Yep. You mentioned that Oakland Craig. Out of all the details or highlights, if you will, from football this year, I am just so disappointed that Oakland Craig is falling out of that 11-man game. they were so competitive for many years when you would announce a Cedar Catholic game where you saw them play Norfolk Catholic, whichever. Oakland Craig played everybody super tough, and so it's unfortunate to see them drop out with no football this year, and then next year going to 8-man.
So turn back to Hartington. 28-8 is your score at halftime. Hartington-Newcastle is ready to kick this one away to Niobrara Verdigre. 3-0 on the season are the Wildcats. The Cougars 1-2. The one win came last week in a forfeit against Walthill. Did not play that game, so it'll be Hartington-Newcastle to kick this one away. So Gratzfeld ready to kick this one away to start things off in the second half. Niobrara Verdigre really needs to do something with this first drive here, Scott.
Yeah, very important. Probably the most important possession that they got so far.
And it's an onside kick that does not go 10 yards, so Hartington-Newcastle tried to get the ball back right away to start the second half, but kick only goes 7 yards, and that is where Niobrara Verdigre will get it. So I don't mind going for it right there, just trying to get it back right away, but not great execution. The kick only goes 7 yards, and it has to go 10 in order for the kicking team to be able to pick it up. So Niobrara Verdigre going to get it in Hartington-Newcastle territory at the 37-yard line. So that worked out well for them. They're already across midfield.
Yeah, very, very fortunate on that kickoff.
Special teams mistake from Hartington-Newcastle. Niobrara Verdigre was not ready for that, by the way. They were all moving back, ready to receive a deep kick. If that had gone an extra 3 yards, certainly would have been Wildcat ball. So the call was good. The execution was not. So 1st and 10 run. It'll be Wickersham moving to his right. That is Coy Wickersham. He'll go down after a gain of 2 or 3 there. The fullback gets up a little slowly, but he will return to the huddle. Second down for the road team. Landon Frank checking in, delivering the play. Coy Wickersham. The fullback, Cash Wickersham, under center. Lammers the tailback. They'll pitch to Lammers. Lammers going off his left guard, spinning. Had a little bit of space. He'll go down after a decent gain. It'll be 3rd and 1. Hit hard at the end of the play by Ashton Wakely.
Wakely playing all over the field, coming in to clean that one up. Very athletic is the 240-pound Wakely.
Wakely is a senior. I wonder if there's any local colleges talking to that young man. He's definitely got the build to play at the next level.
Absolutely.
3rd and 1. I formation going right up the middle again with the quarterback. Once again, it works. Those short yardage situations, they've done it all game long, and it's worked every single time. 2-yard gain on 3rd and 1 on the QB sneak. Under 11 minutes to play, and inside the 25 and now are the Niobrara Verdigre Cougars.
You talk about colleges. I know your Lancers last week, one of the biggest wins in program history, playing Northwestern and coming away with that victory.
Yeah, on Saturdays, I'm calling Mount Marty University Athletics up in Yankton, and yeah, biggest win in their program history last Saturday. Tomorrow, they'll kick off at 5 o'clock. I've got that call as well, versus Briarcliff at home. Next snap, bootleg right. Big hit on the far sideline. Wickersham knocked out of bounds, and he's going to get up slowly here. It's going to be 2nd down, but Cash Wickersham took a shot at the end of that play. The quarterback decided to try to lower his shoulder and get some extra yardage instead of going out of bounds. And
I could hear that in my headset, and that happened on the far side of the field.
That was a collision. He's being helped up now, but he's going to have to stay off for at least a play. He's walking under his own power. Might have just got the wind knocked out of him. He got hit pretty good there. So that is the quarterback out for at least one play while he catches his breath. He's got his hands on his knees doubled over on the sideline, far sideline. We'll keep an eye on him. See who the new quarterback is, but Coy Wickersham and Arlen Lammers, you got to expect they're going to do the heavy lifting for a couple of moments. That is number 20, Cash Nielsen, who is in to play quarterback. Nielsen is going to have a pre-snap penalty, a false start on the offense before anybody is able to do anything.
credit that just to you get a new quarterback on the field, and just everything's a little bit out of sync.
So back them up 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 11 now. Erase the gain on first down by Cash Wickersham, which he ended up getting injured to get. Wickersham still on the far sideline talking to his coaching staff. So it'll be Cash Nielsen ready to have his first snap of the game in the eye. 2nd and 11. He's going to fake to the tailback, rolling to his left, throwing on the run, and he's got a man downfield. He'll find Hoferer for a first down. So the first snap of the game for the backup quarterback and Cash Nielsen. It's a first down catch and run of 13 for Isaac Hoferer.
Boy, a lot of confidence in that young man to pull that play out of the playbook and send him right back on the field now for his second play.
And here comes Cash Wickersham now off the sideline. Wickersham back into the command, the huddle. Cash Nielsen still out there, but he'll return to his tight end spot off the left side of the line. I formation again. Cash Wickersham under center. Takes the snap, hands it off. Coy Wickersham right up the middle. Gain of 2. .50 on the clock. 2 minutes and 10 seconds have come off in the opening possession of the third quarter. Niobrara Verdigre down 20, trying to make this a 2-possession game here.
Yeah, they're taking a long time with this one.
Yeah, they are.
The back judge is already signaling like it's 5 seconds, and they're going to call a timeout.
They're going to have to call a timeout. They were going for some sort of trick play, and they're going to call a timeout here as Cash Nielsen lined up under center. It was Cash Wickersham who was split out as a wingback off the left side of the line. They were running their usual eye, but switching the position of the quarterback and their tight end, and everybody got confused. Timeout called by Top Crop. Maximize your success this season with top-notch crop consulting and services offered at Top Crop. Visit topcropinc.com. So with 9:17 on the clock, 28-8, we take a look at some of the stats here from this third quarter and anything jumping out.
Well, Niobrara Verdigre, they got the first go of it here, and it just seems to be it's the rushing game. Just continue that rush. They're passing. We had one completion there for the first down, but rushing the football, Cash Wickersham, he is their guy. That's going to be through and through. Now he has 20 carries so far in the afternoon, and that's dominating over the total numbers for the rest of the players. So I think they'll ride him all the way, either until the game's over or an injury comes into play.
Wickersham off the left side of the line. They're going back that same formation. Cash Nielsen under center. He's going to roll out to his right. Bootleg. He's throwing. Nearly had Cash Wickersham downfield. Good coverage by the purple jerseys of Hartington-Newcastle. Wasn't a whole lot of space for Nielsen to throw that football, and it's incomplete. Third down incoming. 3rd and 8.
This is a defender's dream. They can sit there and know that they're in control of the line of scrimmage, and the defensive end guys, they can send them in on blitz or linebackers on the blitz and just kind of tee off on the quarterback. Great position here as it's 3rd down and about 8.
From the 10-yard line. Only 10 yards away from the touchdown. 9:12 on the clock. 28-8 score. Wickersham rolls out to his right. Has a man on him. Play busted again by Ashton Wakely. That defensive end has just been a menace today, and it'll be 4th down. Incomplete pass. Wickersham just kind of had to get rid of it. Wakely breathing down his neck.
Yeah, Wakely, very, very physical. The front four for the Wildcats, they're bigger than average when you look at other 8-man teams around the area. I know we've announced a couple other teams, and it was in Plainview just last week. But their front four, very, very physical.
9:07 on the clock. Stopped after the incompletion. I formation here. Wickersham, snap, rolling out to his right, throwing it. Wakely all over him again, and he's going to go down for a sack. Wakely went by him. It was Carter Kelly who brought him to the ground on 4th down. Turnover on downs for Niobrara. Verdigre at the 10-yard line. They turn it over. Sack of 6 yards, 16-yard line. Hartington-Newcastle will take over. That is the second time inside of the 15 Hartington-Newcastle has been able to force a turnover on downs.
Yeah, and Niobrara Verdigre, they couldn't even get the pass off. One of those, you want to just at least throw it up and hope something happens. But Wakely forced him in there, and cleaning things up was Kelly.
Sudbeck looking to throw here. Everybody covered. Tries to move forward with it. He'll get a few positive yards. But a gain of only 3 or 4. The home crowd calling for a face mask. Sudbeck had it grabbed toward the end of that play. Official didn't see it. It'll be 2nd and a short 7 here. .8:35 on the clock. The home crowd a little energized after that, wanting that call. Didn't get it.
You know, about 40 or 50 plays in that first half, and everybody was happy. One play goes a little sideways, and they're, hey, wait a minute.
Hey. All right, 8:22 on the clock. Sudbeck takes the snap, hands off Hymas. Hymas working to his left, now cuts up field. He'll have the first down. Run of 8 on 2nd and 7. 8:12 on the clock here. We're still in the 3rd quarter. We just saw the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. It was about 2.5 minutes, but ends in a turnover on downs inside of the opposing 15 for Niobrara Verdigre. Sudbeck. Pistol set, takes snap, hands off Hymas. Hymas going to the left side, breaks back across the field, all the way down, and he is tackled after a gain of nearly 20 across midfield to about the 35-yard line of the opposition. 7:46 on the clock in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, being more physical is coming into play now down in the line of scrimmage, and pretty soon we'll start seeing conditioning will come into play as well. As Wildcats, they just have a deeper bench, deeper field they can go into.
1st and 10, Sudbeck, 3-step drop, throws, left sideline, finds his man Kelly downfield for about a gain of 5. Carter Kelly, the senior tight end, actually gave him 7 here. Forward progress down the sideline, makes it 2nd and 3. .740 on the clock here in this 3rd quarter. I formation, handoff tailback, Hymas again. Hymas has got the first down. Gain of 4 or 5 here on 2nd and 3, 7:35 on the clock.
Couple subs coming in, checking for both teams now. And Niobrara Verdigre sending back in their big man in the middle. Grayson Klug, the 300-pounder, he's in that nose guard position, as the Cougars are in 3-3 stack defense.
Pistol set again, faking to Hymas, running the option. Sudbeck is way gone. He was 10 yards downfield before anybody turned around and realized he had the football. Second time today, he's able to just pull that ball back in the option and just have green grass in front of him. Nobody expected the option. Austin Sudbeck, long touchdown run, and it's 34-8.
Tehl, I don't think there's anything you can say to describe just how fooled the defense was there.
Like I said, when I say he was 10 yards downfield, I'm 100% serious. He was 10 yards past the line of scrimmage before a single defender realized he had the ball.
Great execution there by Sudbeck.
They've been faking that option very, very well. All right, 2-point conversion here. 7:07 on the clock in the 3rd quarter. That touchdown came in. Throwing, going to the left, too far. Austin Sudbeck unable to find his intended receiver, and Keaton Arns just led the pass too far to the outside. But it's 34-8, Hartington-Newcastle on top of this ball game. When we return in 30 seconds, you're listening to Hartington-Newcastle football on KYN TV.
When it comes to Friday night football, teamwork makes the difference. And when it comes to your fields, trust Christensen Well and Irrigation, your local Ranky dealer. From wells and pumps to irrigation systems, Christensen Well has the experience and service you can count on to keep your operation running strong. This season, keep your crops in winning shape with the field leader in irrigation. Christensen Well and Irrigation in Hartington, a proud supporter of our area student athletes.
.707 on the clock, 34-8 is your score. Hartington-Newcastle, another good run. Touchdown run for Austin Sudbeck. They're going to kick this one away. It's Gratzfeld. Line drive kick, and it bounces off the helmet of a Cougar. Ball's on the ground, and it looks like the Cougars do recover this one. Yeah, they will. They'll hold on to it. Bounced off the helmet of, I believe that is Wickersham. Nope, that is Hoferer, but he was able to go grab it.
Tackle made by Aiden Walter. Walter was a late transfer in this year and joined the football team as it was already in progress, and he got in on the tackle. But we saw that play last week where a kickoff hit another kid in the forehead.
Yeah.
That one did lead to a turnover.
Over in the Crofton game, we called on the road down at Plainview. Crofton did win that one. 7:02 on the clock, 34-8 your score. Wickersham going off the right side of his line. He'll go out of bounds. About 11 yards downfield, they'll mark him. 1st and 10. 34-8 your score. That drive started at about the 20-yard line for the Cougars. They're sitting at the 22 now, 23-yard line. No, 33-yard line, excuse me. 6:54 on the clock. Handoff, Wickersham again. Coy Wickersham. Short gain for the fullback of 3. So 2nd and 3, 6:30 on the clock for the Wildcat defense. Niobrara Verdigre Cougars trying to get back into this game, trailing 34-8. Wickersham snap, pitch to Lammers. Lammers going off the left side of the line, and he's just staying on his feet. Couple of hits, he was able to get the first down. He's across midfield, 35-yard line of the Wildcats. They're going to stand. That was a good run there for Arlen Lammers.
I think that's his 6th carry so far this afternoon, and all of them have been just like that. He's a hard-nosed runner. As it was, Hymas was able to get in there and get a good hit low and knock his feet out from underneath him.
Arlen Lammers only had 69 yards through 2 games coming into today. He's having a good one here. 1st and 10, 5:46 on the clock. They're going to fake to the fullback, running the option. Going to keep it himself as the quarterback, but he'll go down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a foot gain, but that's all. 5:35 here on the clock in the 3rd.
Yeah, good defensive end, stretching things out off that far side. We've been on the tackle. We have Braden Lammers along with number 3, Ty Upfer, bringing him down and now forcing 2nd down and 9.
5:20 remaining here in this 3rd quarter. Cash Nielsen back in the game. He'll line up at the tight end on the left side. It'll be Wickersham under center in the eye. Wickersham on 2nd and 9. He's going to pitch to his tailback, Lammers, and Lammers just had nowhere to go. He was dancing in the backfield, tried to bounce it at the outside. Nothing doing. No gain, 3rd down.
There's Braden Lammers on the other side this time, and then the cleanup tackle by Colton Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh goes 220. He's a junior, big physical player up front.
.34-8 once again is your score. Hartington-Newcastle does lead this game. Niobrara Verdigre. They're going to roll out to the right. Wickersham gets away from pressure, throws downfield, and it's out of bounds. It was caught by his intended receiver. Are they going to rule he caught that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was well out from my position. Hartington-Newcastle players are looking at the officials like they're very confused. I agree. Thought he was 2 steps out of bounds here, but maybe the official's looking at the wrong sideline. As we mentioned here, there's a lot of lines in this field because we've got an 11-man football game coming up next. And oof.
Yeah.
They do rule that is a catch, but good news for Niobrara Verdigre with 4:18 left in the third quarter. They get a massive play out of it.
I think that has something to do with 2 games being played on this field today.
That's what I was just saying. 2 games here, an 8-man game, an 11-man game. I think the official might have been looking at the wrong sideline.
Yep.
It's a shorter field for the 8-man game, which is this one. Not the full 50 across. There are 2 lines. And might have been seeing the wrong one. So it'll be 1st and goal now for Niobrara Verdigre. They're going to hand it off to the fullback, and he'll go down, no gain. Now, one good thing for Hartington-Newcastle you can kind of hang your hat on here is they've been in this situation twice before, and they've held. They've been inside their own 10-yard line, backed up, and they've had 2 turnover on downs.
Yeah, defensive pressure up front here in the red zone. I expect to see that again.
Niobrara Verdigre running that I once again. Cash Wickersham under center. Takes the snap, pitches to the outside. Lammers trying to cut back across the field. He's dancing away from tacklers, but he will eventually go down. Tie up for able to bring him down, and it's 3rd down. And he scampered so far, he ended up losing yardage back to the 10-yard line. It's 3rd down. Hartington-Newcastle bend don't break defense has been effective today.
Yeah, defensive pressure just had him corralled in, had nowhere to go. He might have ran 20 yards, but he just didn't go anywhere.
Went backwards a few. So 3rd down. Still got 2 downs to get in the end zone. They'll split out 2 receivers to the right. They've been running a very tight formation all game. They'll split 2 receivers to the right this time. Cash Wickersham in the shotgun. Coy Wickersham off his left shoulder. 7-step drop. Still dropping. Throws. Had a man. Incomplete. He had Coy Wickersham on an out route and just couldn't bring it in, could Coy. It was a decent ball from Cash. Coy had it in his hands, bobbled it, just couldn't bring it in at the 5-yard line. 4th and goal from the 10, now incoming after the incompletion. Hartington-Newcastle's defense trying to stand here for the 3rd time today in a goal-to-go situation. Impressive what this defense has been able to do so far today. Let's see if they can do it one more time here in the final minutes of the 3rd quarter. Wickersham, shotgun. He's directing traffic. Moves Lammers to his left shoulder. 2 receivers out to the left. He'll take the snap at his chest. Moving back, rolling to his left. Rushes on him. He's got to just throw it away. It's 4th down, and that's no good. Turnover on downs again. Hartington-Newcastle's defense stands, but
I believe they're going to talk about intentional grounding.
Now, that wouldn't really matter anyway, just to deny it, and that's turnover on downs to get the ball back, but maybe get an extra few yards out of it. Yep, they will throw the flag for intentional grounding.
He just did kind of a side backhanded flip just to get rid of the ball. And you can't blame him. He was in trouble.
Now, when you're throwing it away, you got to be out of the pocket, and you have to throw it past the line of scrimmage and either out of bounds or a receiver in the area. And he did not get it past the line of scrimmage. There was not a receiver in the area, even though he was out of the pocket. Doesn't matter. So they're going to have penalty yards assessed here. And then I think Hartington-Newcastle is also then going to take over on offense at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, because it's a loss of down with that one.
Yep.
Loss of down, yep.
So you get an extra 15 yards out of it, does Hartington-Newcastle. So the penalty ends up getting them out of the shadow of their own goalpost. They would have had it 1st and 10 at their own 10. Now 1st down on the 25-yard line. That's a big difference. 2:44 on the clock here in the 3rd. Sudbeck snap, fakes to Hymas. He's going to do this fake himself again, and still nobody realized he was 15 yards downfield before anybody saw him. Now he's breaking tackles, and now he's gone. That is a touchdown for Hartington-Newcastle. Austin Sudbeck again. Niobrara Verdigre is just not reading the read option. He was way downfield, ended up breaking a tackle or two en route to the end zone. Long run of 55 yards. 55-yard touchdown run to make it 40-8. .2:30 on the clock here in this third quarter. 2-point conversion attempt incoming. They're going to hand it off, tailback Hymas going up the middle, and he will get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and that is big because the scoring gap, I believe, is now, would that be 34?
34.
34. So, yep, that is 34 is the scoring gap, which means the mercy rule not in effect at the moment. 2:31 on the clock. We'll take a quick. Actually, you know what? We're just going to keep this one right here as everybody's looking like they're going to kick this off pretty quickly here. But once again, Niobrara Verdigre just not defending the read option here. For the third or fourth time today, Jason Hymas has been just downfield on that read option.
Once he gets going, and they did recover after about 10 yards or so, but then he broke 3 tackles, stiff arms, puts his shoulder down, and just says, I'm not going to be stopped.
And those are demoralizing runs for Niobrara Verdigre. At this point, it's starting to get the conditioning, as you mentioned earlier, the dilemma of the scoreboard at 42-8. You know, you're taking a look at that as a defensive player and just not the effort on those tackles you want to see.
No, absolutely not. We'll see how many starters start rotating out for the Wildcats. With a quarter plus another 2:30 to go in this game, I expect to see some players that have been standing on the sideline.
So an end-over-end kick drops at the 7-yard line, brought in by, it's like Julius Brandt, and he'll return it across the 15, a short return for Niobrara Verdigre, and they'll start their offense. Only at the 16-yard line, short return for the road team. So 42-8 your score. Once again, 2:25 on the clock. Hartington-Newcastle leads here by 34. Pitch to Wickersham on the outside. That's Coy Wickersham. Go down after a gain of about 4 here. At the 20-yard line now is the Cougars.
Yeah, 2nd down and 6 coming up. Rotating another player in off the bench are the Cougars bringing the play in. And I think it'll probably be 4-down territory the rest of the way, no matter where they're at on the field.
About 2nd and 6. Pitch to the tailback, Lammers. He's met in the hole right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Taken down, moving backwards. Is that Wakely again? Yes, it was. Ashton Wakely once again. He's been busy on the defensive side of things today. I know we're going to have a lot of running yards from Austin Sudbeck on those read options and a lot of touchdowns, but Wakely's going to have my vote for player of the game at this point. He has just been a defensive menace.
Yep, and beast came to my mind. You could use a lot of different words, but playing very, very big on the defensive side.
3rd and 6 now incoming. Lammers working his way to the right side of the line in motion. Snap under center. Pitch to the outside. Coy Wickersham not going to get to the 1st down marker. Or maybe right at it. The chain gang man was knocked down. All right, he gets back up, and it's looking like it's going to be a yard shy, as I thought. 1:02 on the clock here in the third. 4th and a yard. That sneak up the middle has been working. For Niobrara Verdigre, you got to expect Cash Wickersham is taking this up the middle here with 1 yard to go. 1:02 on the clock here in the third. And they do have a very tight set. Cash Wickersham. And it looks like they jumped. Niobrara Verdigre is hot as they false start. A couple players flinch. And they'll be backed up 5, so that takes them out of sneak range all of a sudden. It's 4th and 6.
Very uncharacteristic and in just about the worst position. You did not want to jump on that play. They only needed to get just a couple feet.
So 4th and 6 now. This turns into after a penalty. As you mentioned, not a lot of those today.
No, I think that's the third one, I believe.
Yeah, on both teams. So 4th and 6 now. Here it is. He'll take the snap, run it to the right side. Wickersham tries to cut back upfield, but he is not going to get there. Turnover on downs. Once again, Hartington-Newcastle is going to take over near the 20-yard line in opposing territory. And with the score being 34 is the margin, a score of any kind here would put the mercy rule into effect.
Yep, and very limited situations where the clock will stop and the game will go very quickly.
In that 4th quarter, should we get there? If we get there, we'll explain the rules a little more in depth. But first things first, from the 22-yard line, jet sweep here for Hartington-Newcastle. Decent gain of about 7 for Keaton Arns. Senior running back. Not as active running the football today as I would have expected, but honestly, they haven't needed it. That read option has been about the only play they've needed so far. Austin Sudbeck just fake to Hymas and then take off.
Yeah, it was almost a 2-for-1. Double the plays for Niobrara Verdigre versus Hartington-Newcastle. They just were very efficient and they didn't have to run as many plays.
So 2nd and about 4 here, and read option again. Sudbeck going up the middle, and he's gone. Just haven't been able to stop that all game. Sudbeck, read option, pulled it out of the belly of Jason Hymas, and he'll take it in for the touchdown. Hartington-Newcastle will lead 48-8 now with 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. So the mercy rule is going to go into effect. We'll explain what that means here. The clock will only stop during the 4th quarter on timeouts, touchdowns, and official stoppages of play for something along the lines of an injury or a penalty. 48-8, your score. 2-point conversion attempt incoming. Oh, they might actually, nope, 2, going for 2. I formation. Wakely, the fullback. They're going to give it to him, going right up the middle, and he ain't going to be stopped. Goes right in for 50-8, your score. Ashton Wakely with the 2-point conversion. So we'll take a break. We'll come back here in 30 seconds. Niobrara Verdigre getting the ball back when we return. Back in 30 on KYN TV.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
So 50-8 is the score of this ball game. 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and once again, only timeouts, touchdowns, and official stoppages of play will stop the clock. So with 10 seconds left in the 3rd after this kickoff, even though they'll be down, the clock will continue running outside of a timeout or a penalty, and this will do it for the 3rd quarter. Here is the kick. It's a short one, squib kick brought in by one of the up men. That is Coy Wickersham, who will be taken down. No flags, and the clock will continue moving, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter of play. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner, and a high-scoring 3rd quarter will make it 50-8 as we go to the 4th. Back here in 60 seconds on KYN TV.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a 5th-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Whether it's Friday night lights or Saturday game days, around here football is more than just a game. It's tradition. And just like your favorite team, Kaiser Ag and Irrigation works hard year-round to keep things running strong. From reliable Zematic pivots to trusted local service, we're here to help your operation perform at its best. This season and every season, count on a winning team in your field. Give them a call or stop into Kaiser Ag and Irrigation in Hartington, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, and a proud supporter of our student athletes.
50-8, the score of the ball game as we start off the fourth quarter. Niobrara Verdigre, the Cougars, trailing in this game. They're going to start things off on offense. They're going to go backwards on the first play. It was Lammers working to the right, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Colton Kavanaugh, the junior, with the TFL. Loss of about 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12 incoming for the road team, Niobrara Verdigre.
Got an airplane going over the field here. And
unofficial flyover time.
You never know, we might have another one of those. One of the owners of Christensen Well and Irrigation, I know they're one of our featured sponsors for today's game. He does a flyby once in a while. He did one 2 weeks ago here with his American theme plane. So.
Oh, yeah. This wasn't the American flag theme plane that we've seen here before. Looks like just a regular crop duster, but still, someone out there having fun. 11:15 on the clock here. The fourth quarter underway once again. Second down run up the middle. Goes nowhere for Coy Wickersham. Third down. Maybe give him a yard here. 3rd and 11 now is the score. Once again, mercy rule in effect for the rest of this ball game. Four-man front for Hartington-Newcastle again. They've been running that all game and getting a lot of pressure on passing downs, plugging up holes as well. I formation. Wickersham takes the snap, fakes to his tailback, and the rush is on him instantly, but he somehow escapes. Wakely will get him on second effort, however, a short gain as he rolled with him. All 4 of the Wildcats were able to get into the backfield instantly, but because they all got back there so quick, Wickersham was able to just take a step forward, and he was past all of them, so he was able to get about 3 yards. Moving forward, Wakely tracked him down from behind, just jumping after him, but it's still 4th down. Under 10 minutes to play. 4th down and 7. And it looks like punt formation here this time. Snap, Cougars. They will get it away. Punt all the way down the field. Good bounce inside the 10-yard line. It'll finally be stopped right near the far sideline at about the 7-yard line. A great punt for Niobrara Verdigre. Clock will continue running despite the change of possession.
Still looking like a lot of the starters are on the field.
Get a few more reps. You only get to hit someone else once a week.
Yeah. Practice can get real old, especially the person that's getting hit all the time by Wakely.
Yeah, no kidding. I would not have liked to play against him in high school, I tell you what. 1st and 10. Trying that screenplay again, and that's exactly what I wondered if they were going to do, because the screenplay just does not work today. Trying it to Carter Kelly, and once again, just a bad throw there from Austin Sudbeck. He's not been able to get those jump passes off. He's had 4 men, in his face as he's backpedaling as the screen. They let all their guys go after the quarterback and just hasn't had to get accurate passes. That'll be a play they're going to work on in practice this week, and I think that's most of the reason they wanted to do this drive and keep their starters out there is to practice that one.
Very well could be. Just got to get him comfortable knowing those players are coming.
Austin Sudbeck, pistol set again. This time he'll hand it off Hymas. Hymas bouncing it to the left wing. He's got 1 man to beat downfield, and he will get taken down. A good gain of about 15, however. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Under 8 minutes left to play.
Yeah, Wakely was the key block on that one. Is able to seal the left end and just give green grass running room on the far left side of that formation. So good block leads to a good run.
7 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game. And yeah, I think that might have been exactly what they were doing. They wanted to practice that one play as Hartington-Newcastle has now moved starters. Kane Gratzfeld No gain. 7:15 on the clock here. We are in the fourth quarter, running clock. So second down incoming. Once again, Kane Gratzfeld, the sophomore with a big leg. He's their punter, kicker. Pitches to the outside, looking for Keaton Arns. He's actually going to go down, tackle for loss on the sweep play. It was Coy Wickersham on the stop. Alex Motacek also in the area. So it'll be 3rd and 15 now for the Wildcat offense, rolling in the twos once again. And yeah, like I said, Scott, I think that was the exact thing. They just wanted to run that screenplay one more time, see if they could get something positive out of it.
Yep,
But it
sure
just didn't work
way.
today.
Sure looked that way, and all 3 times it was there.
Just missed.
Just missed.
So that'll be something. One bad thing, I guess, you can work on in practice. Coach has always got to find something to work on. Roll out, Gratzfeld not going to find his man. It was covered decently. Trayvon Hopping was the intended target, and that is 4th down. Punt formation incoming. Guess Gratzfeld will just stay out there.
Yeah.
He'll be ready to punt this one away.
Give a good boot and flip the field and
low snap. Bounced on the way to Gratzfeld, but he's able to pick it up and get it away. And another great punt. Way downfield. And getting it at the 16-yard line. That's where they'll pick it up. So Niobrara Verdigre back deep again. Kane Gratzfeld just continues to be a special teams weapon, I tell you what.
Yep, very, very effective. Was able to get that ball down there, flip the field. I'm just glancing at the schedule. I know we'll get into that in the postgame show, but Crofton is up next.
Crofton's up next. Crofton's having a good season to this point in Class D1. Quarterfinal playoff team from last year. That'll be at Crofton. I believe we're going to be there for that one. 4:52 on the clock here in the fourth as Niobrara Verdigre takes the snap. They're going to start off their next drive here in the fourth quarter. Gain of only 1 here. Working for Arlen Lammers again. 2nd and 9
I was
on the way.
told just a few minutes ago, Arlen Lammers, he went to school here at Hartington-Newcastle during elementary.
.4:15 on the clock. Clock moving here, running clock once again as we are 50-8 in this fourth quarter. Downfield, long throw. He's going to find a man. Good throw downfield, and staying on his feet is Isaac Hofer, and the official blew it dead despite Hofer not going down. Did he call him out of bounds, Scott?
I believe he did.
I didn't think he was that close to the line. Hartington-Newcastle fans and players, Niobrara Verdigre fans and players not happy about it. I thought he was cleanly in bounds, and he certainly didn't go down.
Now, one thing, if he would have scored there, the mercy rule goes off.
Well, they'd have to get the 2-point conversion as well. I think the 7-point swing, but yeah, perhaps. Well, next play, they might get it here. Out of system, Wickersham moving to his left, going downfield. He'll go down inside of the 5-yard line. Cash Wickersham. But 50-8, it is I believe 7-point leeway, so they would have to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. But they could end the mercy rule here with 2:52 to go. And here we go, 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Wickersham under center. He'll hand it off to Coy Wickersham, and he's in for the score. Coy Wickersham dives forward for the 2-yard touchdown run. That'll make the score 50-14. Two minutes and 39 seconds left now. Mercy rule or no, this game in full control of Hartington-Newcastle with under 3 to play. But here is the 2-point conversion. Cash Wickersham, quarterback, pitches to the outside. Coy Wickersham gonna get in the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. And that lead will dwindle down to 34. 50-16 your score, 2:39 on the clock in this fourth. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. You're listening to Hartington-Newcastle football on KYN TV.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
So 2 minutes and 39 seconds left to go here in this ball game. 50-16 the score after a touchdown run from Coy Wickersham. Back deep to receive this kick, Keaton Arns and Jason Hymas. Now they're going to switch it up. They're expecting the onside kick. Hartington-Newcastle has 7 up close, and they do try and kick it deep, but it is brought in by one of the up men. Number 23, that's Braden Lammers, who caught that one. Lammers goes about midfield with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in this ball game. Now, once again, worth noting that the mercy rule is off at 34-point spread, so no running clock for the last 2 minutes and 33 seconds. However, Hartington-Newcastle, if Niobrara Verdigre does not take timeouts, they can just end this game with a couple of runs and a first down. As long as they're staying in bounds. So Hartington-Newcastle, 1st and 10. Snap taken. Pitch to the running back. Moving to his left, and he is going to go, no, he'll go down in bounds, but a long loss here. Looks like that was that Arns?
I believe it was Keaton Arns.
No, it was Arns there, trying to pitch to the left side. Loss of 4 again. Hartington-Newcastle backed up. Clock moving. It's going to dip below 2 minutes here, but in order to end the game, they do need to get a first down. They don't have the time left to just run it 3 times. I'm sure Niobrara Verdigre would like to have it one more time, get a few snaps off. See what happens here. So 2nd and 14 here in the final 2 minutes of a 50-16 game. Hartington-Newcastle, handoff fullback up the middle, short gain, about 2 yards. Looks like that was Trayvon Hopping. It'll be 3rd and 12. 1:25 on the clock. Hartington-Newcastle trying to end this game with a first down. 50-16, your score. Chance of I believe that we will win from the Wildcat faithful here. And they are a minute 10 away from finishing this one. 3rd down. Ratsfeld under center, I formation again. Take the snap, handoff fullback, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Trayvon Hopping will go down for no gain, and it's 4th down. 52 seconds left when he went down. Niobrara Verdigre looking like they're going to get it back with about 15 seconds left in the ball game. Hartington-Newcastle taking all the time in the huddle. Waiting for the play call and not lining up for it. I wonder if they're just going to call a timeout here. It looks like that is what they're going to do, as the clock now hits 15 seconds. And they'll take the delay of game penalty. So no timeout, but back them up 5 yards. It'll be 4th and 17 now.
And here comes the punt team.
There comes the punt team finally with 11 seconds left. They're going to punt this one away. Gratzfeld was given 5 extra yards to work with. He's at his own 33 on a 80-yard field. 40 yards is the midfield stripe, so he is 47 yards away from the end zone. See what he can do here, trying to get an extra snap off. And this one's going to go high in the air. It was a bad snap. He had to work to his right to get it, and it goes off the side of his foot and out of bounds. Gain of only about 5 on the net there. We'll see where they actually mark it out of bounds. About 7 yards looks like the net on the punt. 5 seconds left in the game. Niobrara Verdigre will snap it once, and that'll do it for us. But make sure to stick around for the post-game show. We're going to go through all of the stats of this ball game right away, go through our scoring plays here. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as well. First things first, timeout taken. So with 5 seconds left, a timeout taken by Niobrara Verdigre. Last seconds of this game, extending a little bit further.
Probably one of those. There's a couple of players on the sideline there. He's wanting to get in.
Yep. So that timeout, last one of the game, brought to you by Top Crop. Maximize your success this season with top-notch crop consulting and services offered at Top Crop. Visit topcropinc.com. We'll roll through the stats here in about 5 seconds of gameplay. We're going to start rolling through them here. Oh, well, take a quick break at the end of this game. Take a quick break of 2 minutes after this final snap, and then we'll come back and go through our post-game show. All right, Niobrara Verdigre out on the field, and that is exactly what happened. Marching in a lot of younger players, ready to take this final snap. Final snap of the game, going to be a quarterback sneak up the middle, and about a 5-yard gain, and that will do it for this ball game. Hartington-Newcastle will win 50-16. Your final score, that final snap, it was Parker Frank who got that carry of 5 yards, by the way, but 50-16 is your final score. Alongside Scott Ulrich, I'm Tehl Tanner. Back in 2 minutes, roll through the stats of this game on KYN TV.
Right now, Moody Motors in Niobrara has a great selection of 22 to 23 model Escape, Edge, and Explorers. A lot of times, people like to drive a couple different models to compare to see what fits their needs the best. The lower prices, and with interest rates that have dropped, makes now the best time to upgrade. Get your best deal at Moody Motors in Niobrara, saving people money for 70 years.
You're in the mood for Moody. Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free at Explorers Credit Union. You're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichson. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. As a Catholic Benedictine university, we can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, let's go ahead and start off our post-game show here today. We'll roll through our stats in just a moment, but once again, final score being 50-16, Hartington-Newcastle, a homecoming victory over Niobrara Verdigre. Close first quarter, 6-0. It was a 19-yard touchdown run to start things off for Austin Sudbeck on that read option, and that really was the one play Hartington-Newcastle needed. They scored, I'm not even sure how many times in that read option. Here, Scott, do you even have the numbers? Was it 3 or 4 times? 3 for sure.
Yeah, it was 4 times total on that read option. Just one of those, he was very good at tucking the ball. Nobody could see where it was at, but the defense, they just didn't bite on it. They were going for the second man through, and he just kept that ball and looked very efficient. And, it led to some solid scoring.
28 points in the second quarter. They end up 28-8 at halftime, 22 points in the second quarter, I should say. And then they come out in the third quarter and really pour on the scoring. I tell you what, it was 28 points in the third quarter to make it 50-8 at the end of 3. Niobrara Verdigre does add another 8 in the fourth quarter to make it 50-16, your final score. And Hartington-Newcastle with a good homecoming victory. We're going to roll through the stats of this game here. Let's turn it over to Scott as we roll through some of these highlights.
Yeah, let's talk about Niobrara Verdigre. Obviously, not what they were looking to do here offensive-wise. Wanted to get their rushing game going. Just could not get things going. And specifically, we'll talk about the stats. First up for Cash Wickersham. Rushed 23 times, 46 yards. He had about that 2-yard average. He did have 1 touchdown on the day, but just a tough go of it for Cash. Now, Coy, he's going to end up total for 15 carries, 46 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then Arlen Lammers, he looked very impressive. He was probably their tough running back, if you will, or just one of those put a lot of power into it. He finished the day, is going to go 13 carries, 27 yards, and I thought he was probably one of the more impressive backs, but he was not able to get in the end zone. Cash, passing-wise, 4 for 9, 124 yards. Their favorite receiver was Isaac Hofer, finished with 4 grabs, 126 yards. They did have 3 penalties on the day. Now the stats for the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats finished with 50 points on the day. Jason Hymas only had 4 carries in that second half. He went 14 for 157 and 1 touchdown. Austin Sudbeck, you mentioned, he just had that read option down. As I look at my tally sheet here, half of his rushes were for touchdowns. Unofficial, I got him for 9 carries, 141 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. Wow. That read option was just incredible.
Yep, very impressive. Keaton Arns, Trayvon Hopping, and King Gratzfeld each had a couple of carries, went for a couple of yards. Austin Sudbeck, very efficient passing the ball. I got him unofficial 6 for 9, 54 yards. No major mistakes, no major offensive production out of there. His longest pass was 15 yards, but 3 grabs for Mason Krause, a couple for Carter Kelly, and 1 for Keaton Arns. They did have 1 penalty flag on the day, but very impressive, and those are the stats for both teams.
That's the stats here in our post-game show as we roll through our out-of-town scoreboard now from the Bank of Hartington, where other banks have their branches. Bank of Hartington has their roots. The other scores going on in D1, there was only one other game going on this afternoon. McCool Junction did beat East Butler 30-22. The rest, the next game to start is not going to be until 6 when West Holt takes on Acadia Loop City. In Class D2, Elgin Public Pope John beat North Central 54-20 today. Sandhills Thedford beat Bayard 68-8. Bancroft Rosalie is beating Walthill 46-6 right at the moment as they start the second half, and Archangels Catholic defeated Riverside 46-8 today. Also going on, Deschler over Giltner. That's a name matchup. Deschler over Giltner, 72-0. And that can't be right. That says after the first quarter. I assume that is near the end of the game is the actual score there. Why Not leads Randolph. They just started about 15 minutes ago. They are in the middle of the first quarter, and Why Not is leading Randolph 8-0. That's your out-of-town scoreboard from the Bank of Hartington, where other banks have their branches. Bank of Hartington has their roots. One last thing to go over here today. Well, 2 last things to go over. First things first, our player of the game, provided by Avera, moving health forward. I want to do an offense and defense today because We talked all game about the impact of Ashton Wakely on the defensive side of things, but then you had Sudbeck with 5 touchdowns as well. They both deserve a shout-out here.
Yep, completely agree. It's one of those we didn't even to sit back and kind of talk about it or do votes or anything. Absolutely, when you're 9 for 141, 5 touchdowns, and I don't have defensive stats on Wakely. We'll just call it he was all over the field on almost every play. Ashton Wakely was fantastic.
Sacks all game long, tackles for loss. He was just a scary presence on one side of the line. They couldn't run it at him, had to go away from him all game long. It was a genuine presence on the defensive line for Wakely. And then offensively, we talked about Sudbeck all game long and the impact he had. Those are your players of the game provided by Avera, moving health forward. Scott, last thing to talk about here today, game next week. It'll be this Hartington-Newcastle team over just about 20 minutes west of here, a little northwest, going over to Crofton, taking on the Crofton Warriors, and that will be a premier matchup in Class D1. I tell you what, that's probably going to be the game of the week, because when you look at the coaches' poll, they're both near the top of it. Crofton at 4, Hartington-Newcastle at 8. Top 10 teams battling in Crofton next week.
Yeah, and they're similar. They're so physical, both of them up front in the trenches, very physically set up. I don't know what'll be the key to it. I do know that Crofton, they're well disciplined. They're a solid defensive team. They're not going to fall for this read option like we saw today. They're very, very good on the defensive side. And then offensively, they can match up with them. So I know it's a 50-50 game. I don't know who's going to pull that one out, but that will be a great game.
That'll be one heck of a game, I tell you what. And we will be there for it here on KYN TV. That is going to be one to watch. But our final score today, a homecoming victory for Hartington-Newcastle, 50-16 over Niobrara Verdigre. Thank you to Daniel back at the studio for holding things down alongside Scott Ulrich. I've been Tehl Tanner. This has been Hartington-Newcastle football on KYN TV. We're going to take a bit of a break. We're going to come back at about 6:15. We'll go live, 6:30 kickoff for Hartington Cedar Catholic's homecoming game. Same site, same place. We'll be back in about an hour for more Northeast Nebraska high school football.
This has been a presentation of Northeast Nebraska High School Athletics on KYN TV, courtesy of Riverfront Sports. Be sure to subscribe to KYN TV on YouTube and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment when we go live for Northeast Nebraska High School Athletics.